like it's time that we had a conversation about color. Well, my relationship to color. So let's start with my personal relationship with color, and then I'll go on to everything else. So my point to this video. There are 2 colors, 3 kinda, if you count, that I do not like. Top of my list is actually, well, pink. Followed by white, which, if you want to read super technical, is all colors. If you don't get that, you should probably do some color research. Followed by pukey, yellow, green, brown type colors. And why did I start thinking about this? Mainly because I was looking at all my technology all around my house. My phone, my iPod, the camera I'm recording this on. There was a white variant. You know that wasn't gonna happen. It's come to my attention that I usually choose black because it's the least offensive color in technology. Not because it's awesome, it's great, it's fine, it denotes expensive, class, high tech, that's great. I still don't understand the appeal of white in technology. A lot of people like that. I just don't like the idea of white being so close to my face. Like, it tends to attract dirt really bad. Now, I will preface black with, if it's shiny, I probably won't want it. Matte black is where it's at for me. Less fingerprints, I don't have to worry about oil does show up, but it doesn't show up like that. And the idea of, with back to white, the idea of putting something white up against my face doesn't bode well, especially if you wear makeup. It just doesn't make any sense. Now, I do have some white things when it comes to technology, but that's usually because it was the cheapest option, because I don't know why. And I slap a black case on it because I don't like it. I never buy anything technologically pink. I take that back. I have one thing that is that's pink, that's technology. And ladies, pink was not originally our color. We stole it from the guys just like we stole high heels from them. So please, it is not originally a feminine color. Originally, boys wore pink and girls wore blue because blue is the more dainty color. Pink, being the more watered down version of the aggressive red, was the boys' color. It's just the facts. It's not a modern thing because we didn't have dyes that would put it in clothes and other items that would stay. Usually it was such a light color that it would actually be immediately washed out. Technology has made it so that we can have pink. Great. But the reality is we stole pink from the dudes just like we stole high heels from them. I want other options. There are more vibrant colors out there that I could care way more about. I just noticed it enough to skin my stuff. But I don't know. So let's take the 3DS, for example. Here in the States, when it first came out and it was a light and everything, and I worked at GameStop during those years, there was black and white, standard one, same route as Apple, same route as the Zune when that came out. And it was mainly just, okay, I got black because I was sure as heck not getting white. Actually, no, I take that back. I got white because that was the only reserve I got for my light. And I promptly skinned it. I skinned it with a Burberry print because that's what Decal Girl had. This was in the early days of Decal Girl. Now, there are other places you can skins. I'm just using Decal Girl as an example because that's my place. I love going to them because they have great art and their skins are good quality for me. But I went there and then they started to release other colors, slowly but surely. I ended up with an XL lately, blue, and I skinned it with this awesome peacock skin. You can also get a Decal Girl. But if you look at Japan, the sheer number and variety of units and colors and variations, the same is true for the Sony PlayStation Vita. There are so many different colors and variations. That's one of the reasons why they sell cases over here, because people will change them up because they're not willing to offer those options here. Why? I guess there's something about playing it safe. I don't know. I know that, you know, companies like Decal Girl have profited. I know companies that sell new cases for the things for people who are willing to switch out, kind of like Joe Teach, who switch out like that and mod it. They're making money, and I'm not faulting them for that. If the companies aren't willing to pay attention, you guys do it. You do you. I forget, I put on the video when I looked them up. There's a company that will actually custom color any console that you want, and I want one of theirs so bad. Give me options. Don't go, oh, black, white, gold, silver, which I like gold and silver, don't get me wrong. It's great. I'm glad you started offering them. Don't stop. Rose, gold, it's pink. Or, as Razor likes to put it, you can get black, green, yellow occasionally, if I remember correctly, if you're lucky. And then we have a new limited edition rose quartz. Again, I'm not saying if you like pink, don't buy pink. I'm just pleading with them to offer something else. And I'm wondering if it's because they have this preconceived notion that they're more open to color than they are here. And maybe, I mean, this is coming from a girl who's wearing all black. Yes, I like black, but that doesn't mean it's the only thing I want. In fact, cases have become a thing for me. I usually get multiple cases because the phones are ugly. Yeah, they're usually ugly. Color-wise, aesthetically, they're kind of cool, some of them. Some are thinking about doing colors. I would very, very happy. The Moto design, when that was out, I wanted to do that so bad. I was so excited. And now it's gone. I mean, I guess with the rate technology changes, so be it. Let me say this. I'm not saying don't produce anything pink. I'm just saying, please stop shoving it down our throats. That's what it is. And I'm glad you've taken it, you've made it a thing of empowerment. That's fantastic. But why is it a staple? Why can't we have other options? When I look at cases, unless I'm willing to spray paint the case in the reasonable category, you know, let's say under $100, I'll find a bunch of pink, white, and black cases. I can occasionally find some other options, occasionally, but nothing to write home about. It's almost like you're scared to use a color outside of a fan. Fan manufacturers, I go, you're my boo. You got me this color, actually a purple. Pink is just red with white added. Purple is a little more complex. Fan companies, please take note. The technical way you make purple, additively, is you take equal parts blue, equal parts red, and put them together. If you go any one way or the other, it changes. If you go a little more towards red, it becomes a reddish purple. If you come a little more towards blue, it becomes a bluish purple. At the moment, I do not have the funds to buy RGB everything in my computer. That's why I spent the money on the fans. iGo hooked me up with value and color. They actually know what purple looks like. Their blue is fantastic and their red is extremely impressive. For a reasonable price. And it's weird. If you look at cell phones, it's like black, white, and rose gold now, silver, and gold. Okay. Occasionally other companies will offer other things. They'll offer like a red, like a hard red. Okay, great. Why can't we do like we used to do back in the 80s and 90s when you had, I remember my dad having a pager, and we had Nokias, and you could actually change the cases on Nokias. And for some reason we got away from that. Like you could change the case of the cell phone itself. So if a cell phone has a back that comes off, why not add a back plate? Why don't you sell back plates for cell phones that are different colors? That way people could do that. But that would be stepping on the toes of a lot of third-party people who've actually done that, because you wouldn't. There is no reason to be afraid of color. None. I understand you don't want to have multiple SKUs for the same cell phone because each color has to be a different SKU. I did work in warehouse, I did work in cellulars. I understand. But there are ways around it, and for some reason it seems like you're not doing that. Now, rumor has it that Apple is going to completely change the game and offer, like Google did for a while, offered the blue and what have you. Like a blue and an orange and some other colors on their new 11. That would be cool if I cared about the Apple ecosystem that much. I mean, I do have an iPad mini, but I refuse to commit to that ecosystem. I'm sorry. I was when I was in college. I was in the Apple ecosystem, but it was so early on, they didn't ensnare me. Haha! Escaped. Why not make a contract with some of the skinning people? I think some technology companies have done this. And that's really cool. You offer exclusive skins. That way you don't have to offer the SKUs, you offer the skins via them that you have designers do that you think would be cool. That would be awesome. That would be a way to help each other. Include a skin in a box. And say, hey, you could do this. I remember, I don't think I have any pictures of it. I had a Nokia phone that they actually had the little case part actually switched out, and you could actually download and print your own things and cut them out, and then you could make your own cell phone with like your own picture in it. That was super cool. It's funny because people are still doing that with TPU cases, finding a picture that fits, cutting it out, meticulously cutting the hole and putting it in to make their own case. This is telling me a lot of things, people. This is a moneymaker. Cell phones are personal now, in the sense that you can kind of look at the wallpaper of a cell phone, you can kind of look at the aesthetic of a cell phone and kind of know a lot about that person. If you look at me, pretty practical. It's, you know, this is a V20, not the V30. As much as I love it, it's the V20. I use it for Instagram. I use it to take a lot of photos with, and especially with advent of things like pop sockets, you now know. Again, Slytherin. I wonder if you're really thinking about ways to personalize it outside of the software. I am ecstatic about the leaps you're making in hardware. I am super stoked about that. As a child who grew up on Star Trek, the fact that when flip phones became a thing, I was on that boat hard because it was like I had a communicator. When tablets became a thing, I was super excited about that. Like, we are now in the age where that is normal, and that's great. And this might be challenging you to something very difficult, and I understand that. But can we think about the colors a little bit? I mean, internal components of computers have just taken the route of RGB, which is fine. It's the best way to do it because it's very hard. When it comes to cell phones and other things like that, might have to think a little bit out of the box. So, in regards to my personal relationship with technology and color, I am not afraid of color. There are some colors that I do like, and there are some colors that I don't like. There's some colors that don't work well on technology. And I'm sure that somebody has done a study about that. Maybe not, maybe should. And I feel that maybe we should stop being too terrified of it. I do appreciate it when I see a color in a lineup. It draws my eye immediately to what you're offering. There are ways to put colors in the phone itself to make it dynamic and interesting. Let's not shy away from that, please. Computer accessory companies. You are my last people I wanted to talk to because I have a lot to say to you. I had to buy a mechanical keyboard and replace all the keycaps on it. Thank you for the off-brand keycap company that sent it to me from Singapore so that I could have purple keycaps. Unfortunately, I only found lavender keycaps, not true purple, like rich purple. I got it because it was the closest thing I could find. Rose Quartz Edition, Razor, cute. I know one guy was ecstatic because he was able to completely finish his completely pink build, and I'm sure there are other people out there who are super excited about that. Great, awesome. Where to next? What interesting color combinations are we gonna do now? How about a dark teal? If you don't know, I am a bit of a color geek. I love studying things like Pantone colors. And seeing the combinations. When I play a game, I often notice the color combinations when they've done it right that they're using. That's just part of who I am. I could just be shooting in the dark, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of people would actually be willing to try out something with multiple colors. That is not encouraging RGB on my cell phone. That is not what I'm saying. Please do not try and take that approach. I would probably have to rebel. I don't. No. Do not try and make my e-reader RGB. I'd be very upset. I'm gonna go now. Anyway, this has been Cupcake Kavara with Moderately Classy. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you have any constructive criticisms, throw it in the comments below. Hit the bell for notifications because YouTube is special like that. And I'll see you lords and ladies later.